An economy is not a complicated thing. It just has a lot of moving parts. But the basic is there's a transaction. And that transaction means somebody makes a purchase. They make a purchase of a good, a service, or a financial assets. That purchase can be made with money or credit. If money, when you make a purchase with money, you end the transaction. You don't owe anything. When you make it with credit, then there's a liability. You have to come up with the money because a credit, that debt, is an obligation to deliver money. So there's a basic transaction. There's spending, in other words, the total amount of money and credit spent on a good or service. And then there's the item that you're buying, a stock, a bond, a car, a bushel of wheat. There's that transaction. Demand is best measured in terms of spending. You know, I think in traditional economics, it's a mistake to measure it in terms of the quantity of goods. What is given up in a purchase is money or credit. What we go through is we go through a cycle. We go through a credit cycle. Credit can be created. It's not created through the velocity, as is commonly believed. It can be created out of thin air. If I go into a store or I have somebody paint my house and I say I'm going to pay you later, I've created credit. That'll count in GDP. It'll be an item of production. So what we have is a credit cycle. If there's not much debt, if you don't have much debt, then you have the ability to borrow money. Let's say you earn $100,000 a year and you don't have any debt. You can then borrow $10,000 a year. You therefore can spend $110,000. Your spending of $110,000 is somebody else's income of $110,000. So it has a positive effect, and you go through a cycle. And through that cycle, you spend $110,000, they earn $110,000, and the cycle becomes self-reinforcing. Through that cycle, debt rises faster than income. Debt rises faster than income. Debt can't rise faster than income forever. So as debt rises faster than income, you have a debt cycle. What causes it to stop? Well, traditionally, as you lower interest rates, it creates debt. Has three positive effects. If interest rates are too high, then you lower interest rates. Lowering interest rates has the effect of making it easier to service the debt. It has the effect of making items cheaper to buy on credit because the monthly payments are less. It has a present value effect on assets. So if you lower interest rates and you have something that has a cash flow, let's say a piece of real estate or something, they have a present value effect. It causes those assets to go up. That produces wealth, and that allows more borrowing.